Truly a time to be living. Welcome back.
What a time to be alive.
Holy crap, wait, what? Who are you, dude?
Aren't you surprised? It's your boy Sam, and this is the Dragon's Roost, episode 9.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So, let's
yeah.
get started.
Well, we have to introduce ourselves first?
Introductions. Man, it's like as if we forgot how to do a podcast. Okay, so, yeah, it's your boy JakChoy here. Back at it again with the Discord moderating.
Hey gamers, it's Midnight Reala here to bring you another wacky, radical review episode of the new banner and event.
And I'm Sam, the greatest podcaster to ever grace a podcast, and I'm back on the Dragon's Roost for all of you.
Alright, so my quota for every episode is I say we have a lot to talk about. Alright, so what we are talking about today on this very episode of the podcast will be to plug our Dragon's Roost Discord server again. Sorry for the blatant shilling here, but we have a new Discord server rolling as we talked about in the last episode, and we'd love to see what you think about the podcast and the game in general and basically like everything that's going on. So click that link in the description and come talk to us. We're always active, and I am checking like every single chat every hour, so you'll see me around.
It's moderated. It's moderated by yours truly, and we had a pretty good start. We also got some big name people in it, so come check us out.
Yeah, if you want some senpais to notice you, just shoot them a message.
But Reala, do you have the greatest senpai?
Do I have one? No, I am someone else's senpai.
No, in your server. That's my most important question right now. Because...
Oh, are you asking if Sammy Fury of Twitch.tv is the senpai of the server? Is that what you're trying to tell us?
Yeah, he's my favorite on the podcast. I was really sad when he left.
Yeah, me too. Like, I'm a big fan of Sam, but the thing is that the second he left, the podcast just took a turn for the worse. It's just like two nerds that are both like really young, trying to like
we got no growth.
We got like no growth.
Our viewership plummeted.
Yeah.
I'm just upset that you blatantly stole his catchphrase.
I didn't though. I changed it. It's truly time to be living. We kind of did a spinoff, bro.
All right, listen, little Steve. You don't have to be worried anymore. I'm back.
All right, Chad. So we just plugged that Dragalia Lost Discord. This is a great episode already, guys. I love it. All right. So we're talking about the new event called Dream Under the Big Top. And after that, we'll do Circus of Dreams Summon Showcase, asking the age-old question, should you pull on this banner? Spoiler alert, no, but we'll get into it later. And then we'll talk about our personal progress in the game, like what we're up to, what's up with the hosts of the Dragon Roost. So let's get started with Dream Under the Big Top, which is a new facility event with light advantage. We have a second light facility. What do you guys think about that?
It's shit.
All right. Thank you for watching this episode of the Dragon Juice Podcast.
Okay, no. To elaborate, let's be honest here. I think we were all pretty disappointed that they announced a new facility light event of all things. Like, we still don't have, as I think we talked about this last episode, but we still don't have a dark facility and we still don't have a fire facility, which would help a lot of people out for High Midgard. But at this point, I'm honestly willing to bet that like Cygames is just rolling like a spinner to see like what type of like event element it's gonna be and like what type of event it's gonna be, like what type of unit the new banner is gonna be.
Yeah, they just do it because random.org. They're just like, yeah, it's been tested. It's okay. Let's do this.
Actually, this is like a pretty common theory in the Dragalia community. It's called the dartboard theory. And so the thing is that not everything has an equal chance to get picked, right? So in order for there to be a dark event, right? Not dark event, a dark banner, first you have to hit a bullseye, right? And someone told me this before, but not only do you have to hit the bullseye, they try again. And they have to split the bullseye with the second dart.
Are you just pulling this out of your ass?
Yeah, he definitely is, but...
Yo, we had such a good, like, intuitive, like, insightful last episode, and this is just... This is a downgrade.
I wouldn't say a downgrade. We're just bringing something different to the viewers, We gotta make sure that we know what the viewers like to then bring out the best quality content in future episodes. So if you like this lighthearted approach, please give the episode a like, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell for more notifications here on the Dragon's Roost.
Oh! I forgot to announce this, but we hit 100 subs last
Yay!
night. So yeah, thank you guys so much for subscribing. We really appreciate it. It's so exciting to like see growth on the channel, honestly. And that just like gives us more incentive to like pour our hearts into this project.
Midnight Reala Senpai is proud of you all for subscribing to the Dragon series.
I just wish Cygames would pour their heart into the event schedule.
Jeez, all right.
Yeah,
Bringing it back on topic here. The thing about the event schedule right now is that it is just like a dartboard like roulette spinner thing, and I mean now we have really juiced up like light adventures because of the 2 facilities that we have. It's like really insane.
I guess. No, but here's the thing: is Cygames actually has a history of favoring like specific elements. If you look at the history of GBF, it's actually unfair towards certain elements.
Yeah,
if you consider like annual event runs and like the event reruns that they do.
I feel like they just don't even keep track of what they put out there. They're just kind of like, we'll do it.
I don't know. Yeah, it kind of does feel inconsistent, and I wish they would fix that, but.
I mean, I'm hoping that evens out eventually, but like, is this like foreshadowing to something? Is High Zodiac coming out? Like, what's happening, dude? But
I think overall though, like if we looked at this event in a vacuum though, I really like the aesthetic of this event though. Like,
okay, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about is this circus aesthetic does not go at all with the theme of the game. Like, we're trying to save the country here, and like now we're like a part of a fucking circus. And I honestly didn't know how to react to that.
I'm crazy. I really like this whole circus theme. I think they took it in like a tasteful way, and I don't think it's cheesy. Like, yes, it's kind of cheesy because this game is geared towards like a younger audience overall. But I do really like it, and I think they did a good job with that. I think the facility looks great, but in terms of what we need as a player base, it's not a light facility. This was like the perfect time to do a fire facility. I know they just released Circus, and doing 2 fire units in a row seems kind of dumb, but I'm like okay with it. Like, I want a fire facility.
Well,
like,
there's the thing is if they thought ahead, they shouldn't have given out Circus as the first gala and given out like another element.
And to kind of jump off what Sam's saying, who's to say that the event should coincide with the banner? Like maybe there could be a different element featured on banner and a different element needed. Like the world's their oyster when it comes to that, and I mean they're designers.
I wouldn't go that far.
I'm saying that it's a possibility, and they could go down that route if they wanted to. So, I mean, those are.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: is this is actually a topic I'm highly considering discussing in a gacha thing. But a big part of the whole event thing is to kind of like advertise the new characters. So I highly doubt they would like do that.
Sure, like maybe it's not the best idea, but it can happen, and I agree 100% with Sam here that the light facility is not what we need, but I do like the story. It's very cute, and like I mentioned in the last episode, Alberia is a huge nation, right? So it makes sense that there are different hobbies and professions that people can take up, and I do kind of like the world building in our silly little gacha game of Dragalia Lost.
That's the other thing I wanted to talk about is, did you guys actually read through the story, or did you guys all skip it?
No, I never read the stories.
Yeah, Sam, you skipped it, right?
Why does that matter? I don't think this is... I will like to take the 5th. Thank you very much.
Okay, here's the thing is, I actually read the story, and like compared to all the past events, I don't think the characters had like that much of a meaningful impact as before. Like I was kind of hyped for Fritz's story because I thought they would like pull some loop or circle or like some twist as they usually do, but like the whole catch is he was a thief before he joined the circus, so it's like a redemption thing, and that was it. Like I
was
like,
once bad, but now I am good.
First time I saw Fritz, like I was kind of hyped because like, hey, it's a husbando, with blonde hair, woo. Sure. But other than that, I don't think the characters were like as impactful.
There's only one husbando that you need, and that's Ieyasu.
Yeah, Yasu is my favorite 5-star unit in the game.
Still don't have him, by the way.
I mean, no.
And you won't get him.
Won't get him ever. Oh my gosh! All right, moving back on track here. The facility event actually has undergone some recent changes. Remember that challenge battle, that Pumpkin King that people were having struggles with when the game first came out? That was on expert difficulty, but now they have master difficulty for the challenge battle, which gives you 500 Wormite upon completion. This is a
I
new
think
difficulty.
I think that was one of the more positive changes for this event. Is there definitely had to be more of a challenge for more experienced players, and I'm glad that because this is the second like light event, they decided or no, not second, like third is it? Third light event. They decided to give more of a challenge to the more like, I guess people who like have bulky light teams.
Yeah. And this is where Cygames' like logic actually makes sense, because the fact that we've already had experience with previous light events, and the fact that the game has been out for like 3 months now, I believe it's been like 3 months, and
it's been actually like 4.5 months.
4.5 months.
So yeah,
but since the game has been out for that long now, we're kind of well equipped to deal with this type of battle. And if you have Hildegard on your team, it's easy game, dude. It's easy game. Free money, free Wormite. Let's do it.
I still don't have Hildegard.
Oh man. You're in for a world of hurt.
I don't have a single 5-star healer.
I actually think that Julieta is the main all-star for this, and I've been having pretty good success with Julieta. I actually haven't stepped into the master difficulty yet. I've still been just doing the expert, but I'm gonna be doing the master once my facility levels are up. I just don't want to go through it and waste stamina on not finishing it.
Yes.
I'd rather just do the expert right now.
Yes, I agree with that. And when I said Hildegard is an MVP, obviously you aren't going to be using Hildegard as your main unit. You're shoving her on your team to auto her healing skill. But yeah, I just wanted to clarify that real quick. Aside from that, facility event has not changed from when we previously talked about it. You have a worm print that's farmable in such a way. You have a huge list of things to collect and get with your account, including a bunch of light stuff. We're getting a third opportunity to get all this stuff. Sure, like, it's a facility event, but that's all there is to it, basically, aside from that one change of the master difficulty.
I actually really like the event worm print. I think the extra strength that it gives for like 78, as long as you're above 70 HP, is pretty nice. And considering it's going to be easy to mub, I think this might be a pretty good worm print, like up there with the Plunder Pals. I think that was the other like really good event worm print. I don't think it's gonna beat out Plunder Pals necessarily, but it's still pretty damn good.
It's pretty interesting. But yeah, does anyone have anything else to say about this rather bland facility event before we move on to the Summon Showcase?
Yeah, for the record, I think this is like my least favorite event so far.
Yeah, it's very...
Personally,
I don't know. Like, there were some pretty bland events.
There were better events. Let's just put it that way. There were definitely better events. Also, where are Labyrinth events? Like they teased this like 3 months ago, and we still haven't had a single Labyrinth.
I think
event.
Cygames just doesn't program stuff, so they're trying to figure that out.
I actually think these are being repurposed into the Abyss events that they promised us essentially.
Oh, I hope not.
It's like, hey guys, hey. Little Steve, come here. Do we have any extra code hanging around?
And it's like,
well, we were gonna release these Labyrinth events. No, cut it out. Make a few more light facilities. 4 more this year. Cancel that dark event too, because that's gonna be in the Abyss as well.
I like how he's making it sound like there's like some development hell going on in the interior of Cygames.
Are you sure? Those nasty Americans already data mined the... We're canceled!
Oh my god, is that where the Dark Dragon was coming from? They canceled the Dark Dragon. Oh god.
And that Dark Dragon, just make her the boss of the Abyss.
Oh man. Alright.
Well, we'll have to wait for Abyss to find out. I'm really hyped for Abyss. I hope they pull that out soon.
Yes. I'm sick of seeing facility events. Like, I don't know, like out of all the content in the game so far, I think facility events are just the most tedious thing, right? Because you can't play with friends. You have to grind it a bunch of times. You're always going to be fighting the same boss, which is the point I made in episode 1. You're always going to be fighting this Chimera thing at the end of the boss, or Manticore, I don't know, some circus thing. And that's all you're doing. You're just grinding on this boss.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing, is like they reused an old mob, and like there's no new like raid music.
Yeah.
I feel like there hasn't been much effort put into this particular event.
I feel like they just need to add in more event types. They can keep facility in the rotation. Mm-hmm. It's just that if it's always going to be facility raid from now till the end of time, Like, people are just going to get bored. So they need to add more event types.
Yes.
And I don't know if they're trying to, like, exhaust us on these 2 events. So that when they do introduce a new event type, we're like, oh, wow!
Oh, wow!
It's so hype!
They're capable of deviating from the norm? Oh, my God. All right.
All right, guys, we're gonna be introducing the facility raid, where you need to make a facility to kill the raid boss.
No, but the facility is the character that
about
kills the raid boss. The facility is your character. You just have to.
Oh my god.
Like
No, but we actually had a discussion about this where like someone accidentally mistyped and said facility raid, and then we all like wondered what a facility raid would be like.
Oh man. But yeah, that's our rant on the facility event. Overall, it's not particularly impressive, and I'm not enjoying it as much as other events. But I mean, we'll see how the grind goes.
But I agree with Sam that like the aesthetics, if you take it out of like the whole like Dragalia theme, which is like saving the country, I think the event aesthetics itself is pretty nice.
I mean, just like
Annalie and Fritz both have like pretty good design, so they definitely didn't skimp out on the design department.
She's so adorable.
She is pretty cute.
All right,
her voice actor is really cute, dude. But we'll get into that later.
Voice actress. Oh my god. Okay, Circus of Dreams Summon Showcase. So for those of you who aren't available or don't know how this game works, there is a rotating banner every single event. Wow! I don't know why I said that, but I mean we're just gonna roll with that. All right, so the current summon showcase is called Circus of Dreams. So we are going to start with our featured 5-star unit, Annalie. I believe that's how you say that. So Annalie is a light lance support unit with her first skill being Stunning Display, which deals light damage to enemies directly ahead and draws them towards the user, inflicts stun, and activates Skill Shift if the attack connects. Phase 1 increases user's energy by 1 stage, and it does the energy thing, so 2 the second time, and then adds additional damage the third time. Second skill is Smiles on Parade, deals light damage to enemies directly ahead and increases the entire team's energy levels by 2 stages, and then the energy text following that. Her overall kit when it comes to abilities is when HP is at 70%, skill damage is increased by 35%, poison res 100%, and when she is energized, it increases her strength by 20% for 15 seconds each time they become energies. Co-abilities with HP plus 9%. I like this character, and I know I've had a conversation with JakChoy before about this character and about how he doesn't like her. I think she kind of does old things in an old fashion, but the fact that they're continuing to add energy characters into the game is kind of indicative to me that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You need to have energy characters in order to support that mechanic and build teams around them. So even though it's not that...
Before I start roasting this character, I one thing I want to shout out is their choice of voice actor has been pretty on point. So the voice actor for Annalie's JP voice is Maya Uchida, who is also the voice of Hiyori from Noragami. And she also played one of the, I think it was a little sister in Charlotte, and she also played Rika from Chunibyo. So they're definitely not skimping out on like character design and like character voice acting choices, because these are like actually some really big voice actors
like
in the
A-list
industry.
People.
Yeah.
Also,
her voice is like supreme.
Also, Jack, before you rag on this unit, I'd just like to say something very, very quickly, and that will be the beginning and end of my sort of consideration for this unit. She does not have double resist. Therefore, I will not pull.
Oh man.
That's it.
Okay, I think we can take some time to talk about Sam's theory on pulling really quickly. Sam, would you mind delving into this?
So in every gacha game, right, there is power creep, and we know we're all used to this. But there is a thing where once you introduce something or a certain mechanic that is objectively better than a previous mechanic. So in this instance, we're saying a character with double 100% resists, right? And this recently happened with Circus. There is now a new bar for you to pull on characters, right? That you shouldn't be pulling on characters anymore unless they have double resists. Now, yes, there might be certain things where it's like, oh, hey, this character does such amazing damage, aka Ieyasu, and again, he was before this shift in the bar, but I think that even afterwards, you would still pull for him because, you know, he is so strong. right? Overall.
Yes. Another thing to add on to Sam's point here is that the power crept characters are implied to be part of the Gala Dragalia promotion, which is happening every 2 months. So not only are we getting a double resist power crept character in some way to be summoned on the banner, we also get increased rates for those banners as well. It goes up from 4 to 6% without any type of pity at all. So far, objectively, the best banners to pull on if you want to get value for the Wormite or Diamantium or whatever it is that you're spending on the game, you are here to kind of like reap the rewards from that Gala Dragalia banner.
Yeah. So my final point is that outside of waifu and husbando considerations, if you want power, then save up for those galas because they're going to have the double resist characters. Yes, at a certain point, double resist characters will be in the normal banners because Cygames will quickly realize that people have come to the same conclusion that I have, that I won't pull on a unit. That I won't pull on a unit unless it has double resists.
Yes. See, that's the thing is that kind of ticks me off is I feel like they pulled out double resist way too quickly. Like 2 months is not enough for people to 2 months is barely enough time for people to prepare Wormite to pull on this banner. So we're obviously going to see a decrease in the amount of pulls that people do in the upcoming banners. And I had some talk with people in our server and the DL server, and a lot of people aren't planning to pull on this banner, and I don't know what kind of message that's going to send to Cygames, except hey, we're gonna have to power creep even more to get people to pull.
And let's mention that this is very unhealthy game design right now. Yeah. It's a very bad path for Cygames to be taking down, and that's why we kind of have to take an objective and maybe even at some point subjective look at this type of pattern that they're going through, because this is a scary future if it goes the way that we think it's going to.
And this is where I disagree with both of you. I think double resist was a good idea. I think to make a 5-star exciting, the first thing we ask ourselves all the time is that will this be able to do the high dragon of the element that I wanted to, right? Mm-hmm. And when you have double resist,
it's always going
we can
to do
stop. We're gonna stop looking at the resistances for that unit. Some units you just don't even consider in your mind because they have the wrong resist. Now, if double resist becomes the standard, we can start looking at their skill sets, the damage that they do, things like that. And I always found resistances to be a feels bad man, right? This person resists poison, but I need him to resist stun. Feels bad, man.
One possibility to talk about what you're describing here is that in other gacha games, there are types of level up or rank up quests for characters. So if double resist becomes the norm in summoning banners, there might be a side story for let's say Naveed, right? He has sleep res. Maybe you can play a couple chapters or some pretty hard quests in the game to give him that extra res to kind of bump all the characters up to that same level.
I actually have so many things to say now. So right. Yes, I agree with Sam to a certain point that resist is bad, but as Reala has said, there's so many people who already pulled a lot of 5-star characters in previous banners. I have 10 5-stars, and now if they keep pushing out double resist characters, all those 5-star characters are going to be irrelevant. The only the 2 silver linings that I see from this issue is one, Cygames actually sticks to their guns and only gives double resist on Gala Dragalia banners. That is one possibility. The second possibility is, as Reala mentioned, is that characters get some kind of story, second story thing or redemption story that basically gives them a second resist, which they've actually kind of done before in Grand Blue Fantasy, where they've given undervalued units a bit more of an upgrade so that they can kind of catch up to the meta. So both are possible, and I'm really hoping that they either take one or the other or both, which would be even better.
All right. So I think all sides have gotten their chance to speak, and we'll let the judges, which are you guys in the comments below, kind of give your 2 cents on this issue. But unfortunately, we have to get back on task here, which is talking about Annalie as a character, the energy meme lord that she is. What do you guys think?
Yeah, so let's go back to roasting Annalie. So let's talk about that energy system here. So I think it's kind of centrally agreed upon by the Dragalia Lost community that energy as it stands is not a good mechanism. compared to other
mechanism?
like game
Right, sure.
other game mechanics that we've seen. Sorry, I meant mechanics.
Sure, like energy is not like the big shining star, but I think it was kind of a misstep to kind of introduce energy in the first place, because I feel like a lot of characters that have energy are good in spite of their energy. A lot of times they aren't even like relevant. Like every single time I play Christmas Cleo, I'm like, wait, she has energy? Like her freeze is already pretty good if you don't have like Lily or someone that inflicts a more like potent freeze. So I see energy as just kind of a bonus, but in terms of Annalie, they're kind of focusing her whole entire character on this energy like buff thing, and overall, this might not be the way to go when it comes to promoting energy as a mechanic.
So the one thing I will say about Annalie, right, is that I like how self-contained she is, because you get to do phase 1. You get to do the phase 1 skill, which will give you 1 stack. Then you do a phase 2 skill, which will give you 3 stacks in total. And then you can do Smile on Parades, which will give you the 5th stack. And then you can use a stunning display again, and then that will give you the energized strength, right? And the skill damage on top of it. So you get to stack a bunch of multipliers while the 3rd skill is energized.
Mm-hmm.
So I like that she's very self-contained, and that she has a rotation inside it built into her kit. Like you do S1 twice, then you do S2, then you're energized, and then you do your S1 again, and you get all those multipliers interacting with one another to do a lot of damage.
Well, you do bring up a good point there. I also want to mention that it seems like it's Cygames' like general philosophy when it comes to building characters that they all are self-contained. Like we've seen this type of design trend for like banners, so it's not something that's specific to Annalie herself. But I do agree that in that sense that she is very self-reliant when it comes to her kit, and you don't need an energy team to make her good. You know, you can make her good just by herself, but an energy team would make her even better.
I think we're kind of like walking around the elephant in the room, which is like Hollow and Elisane.
Yeah.
If we compare Annalie to Hollow and Elisane, first of all, Hollow and Elisane has much lower SP cost than Annalie, and also her skills do much more damage than Annalie. And she's also technically qualified as a self-contained character, largely due to her self-healing, which I think comes in her first skill, I believe. So, like, why run Annalie when you can just run H. Elisane?
Because I started playing after Halloween, you doofus.
Okay. That's an exception, but I'm just saying for the people who, like, have Hollow and Elisane, which I'm sure, like, a large number of people do. That was, like, a pretty popular banner.
I think that's pretty unfounded. I do think that adding a light spear to the pool was not a bad idea. What I do think was the misstep was giving her poison res. I do think that they should have given her the curse res. Yeah, so she could line more up with Elisane, right? I don't think that it was a mistake for them to have a light spear inside this banner, because Elisane is limited. And the thing is, we might not ever see her again.
Possibly, yeah.
I mean, it's not even that. There's so much other factors that makes her, like, objectively worse than H. Elisane. Elisane, like, just has a skill damage 30% regardless of HP, while Annalie needs to be above 70% to get an additional 35% skill damage, which is only 5% greater than it.
Sure.
I think comparing them, yeah, it's okay, but I think it's ultimately moot, because they wouldn't both be used in High Zodiac because of the resistance the resistance differences. But yes, they're very, very, I think they're pretty comparable, but I think it's nice that there is a light spear, and I don't think she's horrible.
Yeah, I mean, she's decent, but what you just said kind of goes against your polling philosophy. She's not horrible, but you shouldn't pull for her, is what you're saying?
I mean, obviously, she doesn't have double resistance.
Okay, sure. I mean, I guess it all comes round circle here.
Yeah.
So are we done talking about this character?
Yeah, that's Annalie. Cute voice, cute design.
Oh my god, she's fucking adorable.
And
I want to pull for her.
She is very adorable. I don't even have enough Ormite to pull. Like, The Dark Banner just sucked me dry. I'm
Oh
broke.
man.
Anone,
All right, so
Jack Senpai, why do you hate me?
Fritz. Fritz is a new 4-star character. He has a light dagger and support unit with skill number 1, Acrobatic Dagger, which deals light damage to enemies directly ahead and reduces their defense by 5%. Some of those basic shit you'll ever see on a character. Skill number 2, Dazzling Show, activates stunning knives for the next 3 4 strikes. The user will throw special knives, not just any type of knives, special knives that deal damage and may inflict stun. Abilities being Striker Skill plus 8%, which increases your skill damage by 8% for every 3 times and enemies are defeated with 4 strikes. Synergy with our own character design. We haven't seen this before. Poison Res 100%. And then Strength Double Buff 8%, which increases Strength by 8% for 15 seconds each time a Defense Up buff is received. Finally, a co-ability of Critical Rate plus 3%. What are your opinions on this dude?
He's so hot.
Oh man, we have JakChoy, our co-host, talking about males being hot on the show. This is not.
He doesn't have.
Okay,
He
wait.
doesn't have double resistances. Trash. Put litter in its
Y'all
place.
need to agree with me here that he's hella hot.
Put litter in its place, bro.
Dude, I played the 5th just like Sam did on the earlier episode, but
Yeah, I'm not too familiar with the voice actor, but his voice actor is not bad.
mhm.
I mean, honestly, like JP male voices are kind of like they all kind of sound the
Yeah.
same-ish.
I mean,
Yeah.
this kind of like I don't know. It's not new in any way. Remember when I praised Christmas Nefaria for allowing you to kind of choose when to activate an ability using the 4 strikes? It kind of is an intuitive way to basically add an extra button to the game without actually adding an extra button. So I mean, this is here if you're interested in that type of gameplay. But I mean, it's a cool design. It's just we've seen it before and it's nothing new. So it's here.
Yeah, I mean, this thing has been around for like a while. Like, not even Christmas Nefaria. Like, even for like just Nefaria or like Hawk, they both gain skill ups through 4 strikes. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in the case of this character and Christmas Nefaria is that you can choose when to give buffs to someone else or choose like when to try to stun someone else. So, I mean, it's cool, but that's basically what we're here to do.
wait, no. But like with Christmas Nefaria, you have to press a button. Though this guy is just 4 striking.
I'm pretty sure Christmas Nefaria
It's
gave
kinda-
gifts on 4 strike.
Well, yeah, but that gave like an extra button. But this guy doesn't give a button or anything. This guy just gives like an increased 4 strike damage and stuff.
Yeah, sure, that makes sense. But like, the 4 strike essentially acts as a separate button because it does something different when you do the 4 strike. If that makes sense.
I mean, you could say that then they introduce like a new thing for like the first characters because Nefaria and Hawk has this like 4 strike giving new stuff is
Oh yeah,
on you.
sure.
But anyways, that's besides the
Yeah,
point.
that makes
And
sense.
so,
Try to decipher what I'm saying here. I might just be an idiot, and you have to like not listen to me for the past 2 minutes. But I thought it was new. It might
Yeah.
not be. It probably isn't actually. But I mean, this dude's here. Any
So,
other comments?
Poison Res.
Goddamn.
Why Poison Res? If he was a curse, I was actually considering doing some single pulls just to try and get him. But now I'm like fully convinced I'm not gonna pull at all for this banner.
You should save up for the next Gala Dragalia.
But guys,
That's or Valentine's
but guys,
Day.
I have a conspiracy
That's a
theory. Can we get the popcorn out,
What's-
please, for my conspiracy theory?
What's the conspiracy? Let's get our tinfoil hats out for real.
Oh, wait. I got it.
What?
And it's also a transition. Wait.
Yeah.
It's because I'm a master of hosting. But I know I'm not hosting now. But I know what your conspiracy theory is.
What's the conspiracy theory? Read my mind.
Liger sucks.
Oh my god, that's not the conspiracy theory because we have a 3-star unit to talk about. This is an archaic banner type of thing that they do that happened way back before any of these double 4-star rated banners, starting with Resplendent Refrain. So my guess is that this was the B-list light banner that came out, that was supposed to come out as Resplendent Refrain was coming out, but it got rejected by some poor Johnny at Cygames.
Really?
And now
I
this
actually-
3-star character.
Wait, didn't
is
they
here.
do this for the Dark Banner too? Like Odysseus and Wind unit, right?
No, I'm saying that's a 3-star character. They've done double 4-star rate up instead of adding a new 3-star.
Oh,
Yeah.
you're talking about the
So I'm
three.
saying that
Okay,
my
the
guess
stars.
is that they
That's fair.
developed this banner a long time ago, like when Energy was first coming out. So they're like, oh, okay, here's the
I mean,
Energy.
It's definitely possible because this story doesn't really fit, or actually none of the stories really fit in anywhere. But
Yeah, I mean,
this is like the most slice of life like story that we've got.
I actually kind of feel like a peasant talking about a 3-star, so I'm gonna sit this one out.
all right. So, I mean, we'll talk about Marty. He looks like Dan from Bakugan. We have a protagonist of Bakugan in this game. He's a fire sword
pretty hot.
defense unit. Stop saying that this episode. God damn it.
Not as
dude.
hot as Fritz, but no, I've seen a lot of people swoon over this guy. I don't know why. Maybe it's the goggles. Maybe I should just start walking around with goggles.
Spiral
on my forehead.
Hunter, skill 1,
Guys.
deals flame damage to surrounding enemies. All right. And then Safeguard Surge grants all teammates a 1-use shield that nullifies damage less than 20% of their maximum HP. This does not stack with any other skills. Skill Haste, 5%. Stun Res, 50%. Stun Res, 25%. For a grand total of Stun Res, 75%. And it has a co-ability, Dragon Haste plus 2%. Do we even have to say anything, or can we just move on?
I mean, you slap a worm print on there, and you got 100% stun res. But
yeah.
I mean, okay, no. But one thing I have to say is I like the safeguard search thing. Like that's an example of a character that's not self-oriented and is more team-oriented,
I mean,
and that can be really beneficial since you have to use 4 characters.
cute design,
whenever you
but
play
not
this game.
applicable, right? And when
Yeah,
you think
yeah,
about it,
like,
without
that's one-
applicability in the real world of this game, there is no
Yeah.
value. So I mean, cute, but
Yeah,
we can't deal with this crap.
it's a good skill just on the wrong character.
Yes, maybe we can see it again someday.
Hopefully.
All right, so shout outs to all of my viewers all of our viewers. I'm not going to make this egocentric this time. All of our viewers that have watched Napoleon Dynamite, because his favorite animal, Liger, pretty much his favorite animal, is on this banner. He is a 5-star light dragon with the skill.
Hey, are we done talking about the 3-star?
Yeah, we're done talking about 3-star.
Wake up.
Oh,
Sam.
okay.
Wake up.
Oh, okay.
Lightning Blitz deals light damage to enemies directly ahead and inflicts paralysis with an ability. Light HP and strength, 30%. It's split HP and strength. Okay. Yeah, Liger. Paralysis.
So,
Paralysis.
I just don't think there's room for this dragon. We have
No.
Cupid and we have Jean. Jean fulfills the Hildegard needs, and then Cupid fulfills everything else, and we also have 2 light facilities now, so HP shouldn't be a problem.
Yep.
Question mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of my take. Is that this dragon really doesn't have a place. It's cool design, like Reala said. If you're into Ligers, I guess it's a good.
Oh, but
choice.
there's an upside though, Jack Chan.
What?
You can sell them for 3,000 Eldwater.
Oh my god.
Ooh. That might be tempting.
I'm not gonna pull just to sell for 300 Eldwater.
But yeah, I mean, this
3,000.
3,000. Well, I mean, this is really, really disappointing, right? Because at least when you have like another 5-star dragon element, at least try to make it like somewhat different. Because you know how Jean did the strength and crit buffs, like as kind of like a split. That was the first time that they ever did that for a dragon, and now we're getting this mundane shit again, and I'm tired of seeing it on banners.
Yeah. I think a lot of people were hyped for this dragon when it was kind of teased a bit, because it looked cool, and for the first time in like forever, it's not like some humanoid dragon with titties again. So
Yeah.
but like the skills and other stuff kind of.
Wait, are we allowed to say titties on the podcast?
I mean, I said it in
Yeah.
episode 2, I think, so...
He talks about thigh highs like every single episode.
Yeah. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, speaking of... Wait, we gotta backtrack here. Does Annalie have thigh highs?
Yes, she does.
Oh, she has 2! It's worth pulling again, guys! Oh my god!
No.
It's worth pulling
No.
again! Alright.
Stop.
Alright.
Stop. So, yeah.
I feel like Liger kind of summarizes this entire banner in one word, and that word is mediocrity.
Yes.
It's like the entire banner is just mediocre. It's a mediocre 4-star
Yeah.
dragon. It's a mediocre 5-star dragon. It's a mediocre 3-star.
And speaking of
It's a
mediocrity...
mediocre 4-star.
Speaking of mediocrity here, Worm Prince, the mediocre gameplay mechanic of this game, the real stinker. We're gonna start off with Stellar Show. This is where we switch off the max unbind kind of viewpoint when it comes to looking at these things. We're going to look at them unmubbed. Because unless you're a mega whale that spends $10,000 on this banner, or more, or less, depending on your luck, you are not going to have this thing unmubbed unless you really so desire. And let's be real, when it comes to these types of events, they might not be worth unbinding with your keys that you get for $40 every single month. But let's just get started into it. Stellar Show is a 5-star gacha worm print. Its first ability says Force Strike, plus 30% damage. Okay. Critical damage, plus 10%. Okay. And it has Renown, which increases your Renown intake for clearing quests by 100%. This is event exclusive. So, that's the worm print. What's up?
I think this worm print is actually a lot of damage.
I agree. I was gonna say before we all kind of dumped on all the worm prints is, if anything on this banner, you should pull for the worm prints.
Yeah, well, I didn't dump on worm prints. I'm just saying that, like in the past, they.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
I think the main thing about worm prints, though, and as we look at them, is that we should be prepared. Obviously, don't go all in, but we should be prepared for the double worm prints.
Yeah, I was gonna mention that too.
Yeah. So
once that happens, worm prints are gonna be relevant.
And we can start crit stacking. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, crit stacking is also big.
We can start crit stacking.
Sam's getting PTSD from Epic 7 from all that crit stacking.
So in an ironic twist, it might be that the 2%, 2.5% rate, or whatever the hell it is on worm prints, will end up being a good thing for this game. Because out of everything, this worm print is sweet. Force Strike is a nice mechanic. And increasing it to 40% fully unbound, that's like no joke. That's almost half of what you were doing before. That's sweet. I like that.
And like the other thing is, like, unless we get like really, really bad power creep, it's gonna become a point where everyone just has like a good team for all of the elements, and they're just gonna want like to pull better worm prints. I feel like that point will eventually arrive for this game.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that's pretty much all we have to say about Stellar Show. I think time will tell when it comes to this worm print's usefulness, but it's very promising because we have that 40% on there. Dragon and Tamer, it has Annalie on it. It's so cute. And then the stage 2 is even cuter. So make sure to look at the art on the screen right now if you're watching via YouTube on the Dragon's Roost. So the skills are Lance, skill damage plus 30%, Shadow Res plus 5%, and Renown plus 100%, the facility kind of ability.
I actually really want this worm print for my HL thing.
I actually think that this is finally the sort of time we're seeing where they are actually considering this whole double worm print thing, because
yeah, I agree.
Having such a specific like worm print that only works on Lance units, like, it screams like, hey, we really want you to customize the kits of your characters. You can't use this worm print on everybody. And they were already kind of going down that path with specific element worm prints.
Yeah, like Prince of Dragon.
But I actually think this worm print is great. I mean, like, being able to get the shadow res in conjunction with the, say, high Zodiark worm print, like, that's going to be a lot of damage reduction, because you're just getting that, that Zodiark res, and you're stacking it with the shadow res. I think this worm print is great, but I don't think you should go all in trying to get it.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, I mean, I think Shadow Res 5% is completely underwhelming. Like, it's cool, I guess.
Yeah, it's kind of underwhelming.
For a second ability on a worm print, it's like, it's not very good.
That lance damage, though, making my HLE more beefed up.
Yeah,
I think
I would dig it.
I would be happier if the second skill was a lance only skill that had like another damage modifier on it.
Yeah, I agree. Or like I don't know, like increased HP or like crit chance for lance users. That would have been amazing. I would have actually started pulling for that banner if that was the case.
Don't lie to people. I'm gonna start pulling for that. Yeah. Get out of here. You're saving like the rest of us.
He's a free-to-play player. Okay.
I was gonna actually start pulling. Nice joke.
Alright, so let's talk about the event worm print. Astounding Trick, who has Ranzel, probably the ugliest looking art that you'll see in this game. It's like circus themed. His art, like, it looks awful, but I mean, regardless. The event Wurmprint.
It still doesn't beat out. It still doesn't beat out that one Wurmprint with Xander Derp.
Yeah.
That's the best. It's looking the best Wurmprint art.
Xander Derp is so bad. Okay.
Xander
So
Derp.
this one I'm going to be talking about from an unmubbed standpoint because you're going to be getting 5 copies this event just by playing it. And if you don't, you are bad and you should feel bad because you have not played the game to the extent that the devs want you to. Alright, HP. When it's 70% or greater, you get strength plus 10%. And then renown and tent canvas increased abilities. Okay, so you get higher strength.
Yeah. I mean, for a like an event Wurmprint that you get for free and can easily mob, it's not terrible.
Yep.
By all means, yeah.
I
It's not as good as like Plunder Palace per se,
Yeah.
because like that thing is ridiculous. But 10% strength, not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I'm just not a big fan of the HP greater than a certain amount.
That they need to figure. That's the other thing they need to figure out is like there's characters like 5 stars sitting right now that like requires like 100% HP for like increased skill damage, and like that ain't happening, especially when there's like stages where you're guaranteed to take damage. They need to fix that.
Mm-hmm. Slow and steady was just going to be our next one. I think we kind of made our point clear on that last one. Okay, oh my god, what is this? Alright, so, Poison Res, 20%. Shadow Res, 3%. Tent Canvas, 50% increase on drops. What the hell?
You know, I think this is way of Cygame telling us that we're not getting High Zodiac anytime soon.
You think so?
It's Poison Res, dude. It's Poison Res. What can we do with Poison Res except Master IO?
I mean, I guess so. Like, I don't think...
Yeah.
With the way that Cygames has been pushing out their game, we have no idea of telling if anything means anything. So...
That's true, but yeah. If we do get High Zodiac soon, I'm screwed, because I have, like, no Curse Res right now.
Hey, I would just like to make a prediction.
What's your prediction,
Go
sir?
for it.
No Dark Banner till 2020.
Ooh.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Cry.
Alright.
Give me Ieyasu.
Yeah,
Where
if you
is
didn't
he?
pull Ieyasu, like my co-host JakChoy here, please get some help. Call Hotline or something here.
Send help.
Yeah. Alright, our 3-star Wurmprint. Are you ready for this? This is actually pretty decent if you think about it. Alright. So, welcome, one and all. Wonderful. Welcome to the Circus. Boys, are you ready to hear what this wonderful ability on this 3-star Wurmprint is?
Talking about a 3-star Wurmprint, I'm going back
Yeah.
on the bench.
Alright.
What are we
Right.
doing?
So, skill prep, 10%. That's it.
Ooh, lad.
Woohoo!
Trash.
No, but you use it though. You use it for the event because
No.
it gives you extra 10
No.
canvases.
No.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
say that you had 3 Wurmprints. Like, let's say that you did your daily deal the one time this banner. You get welcome one and
So,
all.
Reala, I hate to interject, but I have a question.
What's your question?
Okay, little Steve, you can ask Reala. Go. Come on. Don't be shy. So, Reala, should I pull?
All right, so if you don't know if you should pull or not, you haven't been paying attention to literally anything we've been saying this podcast. So I mean, I'm just gonna leave it up in the air for you guys. I think that you guys should re-listen to things that we have said in the podcast and decide for yourself if you should pull or not on this light banner that we just got. What about you guys?
I mean,
All right, little Steve. I know Reala's been unhelpful, but I'm gonna put it laid out for you. All right, so you can pick up what I'm putting down right now.
yeah,
and what I'm gonna
buying
say
what
is that
you're
you.
selling. I'm sniffing what you're scratching. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Reala, you had a chance to help little Steve, and you didn't. But I'm gonna help him now.
I told him to listen to the Dragon's Roost. Of course, I was helping him.
Okay, little Steve, don't pull on this banner. Do not waste your Warmite. Do not buy Diamantium. Let Cygames know. Vote with your wallet. We are not pulling on a banner again till we get double resists up in this.
Sam is gonna be the cause of power creep.
Yes.
I'm calling it.
Yes.
So yeah, for me, it's kind of the same. Like, even if you haven't pulled on a light, or if you're new to the game and don't have good light characters, honestly, just roll on like any other banner and just hope for
Just
Julieta
buy one of the
or-
7 5-star tickets they've given us since the game's launch.
Yeah, I would wait for the next light banner, even if you don't have any good light banner. There's some like decent free light units. Ryozen, good old man. I actually used him at some point. He's not bad. So
Yeah, he's an old dude.
don't go for this, man.
Yeah.
Please.
Or if you're a new player, you can very easily obtain Halloween Edward. No, I'm just kidding.
You're joking. Okay.
But I mean, so we're moving off of that. Thank you for listening to our overview. But Dragalia Lost is a very personal game, right? Just like any type of art form, any type of media, you have a very personal experience with what you're playing. So I want to ask the lovely co-host of the Dragon's Roost on this episode, what are you personally doing in terms of Dragalia Lost?
Grinding out the event. No, but to go more in depth, I'm working towards high Midgard.
High Midgard
So
Yes.
I've actually done a couple of runs of High Midgard.
Ooh.
That's the main reason I came back. I pulled Cerise and I was like, okay, I have this unit I really want to do High Midgard with. And that's what really got me back into the game. But, I've done it a couple times. I've gotten to the last phase a few times. But when I say I've tried it a couple times, it's literally a couple times. I've been in there twice. And, well, no, I was there in a third time, but I immediately died. So, I'm working on my dojos and things like that. For now, I'm going to focus on the event, but I'm going to get back to working on the dojos and whatnot in a couple days. But yeah, the event's my main goal right now. I just want to finish the facility and, be done with that.
And for me,
like per usual, you should really go for those twinkling sands. Sorry, Elliot.
yeah.
Go on.
So for me personally, I have reignited my love for the game's soundtrack. I listened to it on my jog today because we're being a fit boy over here. But I listened to it. Holy crap, the High Brunhilde music. If you haven't listened to that so far, it's like so savage, right? Because they like put a sample of the Game Over theme in the trial music. So like
I love it when they do
yeah,
that.
it implies that you're just like gonna have that game over during the first 10 seconds or so of High Brunhilde. So I mean, I'm more motivated than ever to build up my Zanefried to try out that high trial.
I'm like I heard High Brunhilde is much harder than Midstormer,
Yeah.
so I'm not even gonna think about High Brunhilde.
Shout out to Mekaf on Twitch. I was watching him try to figure out High Brunhilde earlier, and he had to do like frame links. Like he had to do like on this frame I dodge over here and then I attack and then I dodge over here. Like that crap is like a mathematical equation that you have to solve. It's not just being good at the game. It's about knowing where to go and when. So
what's really funny is like I think last week Mecha was playing with clocks and like he intentionally ran towards clocks so that she would take damage from the
I love that clip so much. I shared it to basically everyone I know. And actually, you know what? I'm going to like pause the podcast for a second and play that clip like in the episode right now. Just take a look for yourself.
Yo, what the? Mech! Why? Why? Mech, why? Why?
Wait, okay, well ask Clock's permission so we don't get copy strike.
So we won't get the copy strike, sure.
We're gonna get
we'll
copy
ask. If you
strike.
don't see it, we got told a resounding no by Clock Sprocket of twitch.tv/ClockSprocket. But yeah, any other words? I think we're at a good part to wrap up here.
I just want to say thank you. Thank you for having me again. I had a lot of
Yeah.
fun. I kind of forgot how much fun these podcasts are.
Yeah.
I don't want to commit to anything right now, but you'll probably be seeing me again, hopefully, if they'll have me. And, yeah.
Everyone give Sam a warm welcome back.
Thank you all for watching the Dragon's Roost Episode 9. And what a time to be alive. I still got it, baby!
That's all for this episode of the Dragon's Roost. If you liked the episode, please give it a like and talk about it with us in the comments below. Subscribe and hit the bell to stay notified, and check out those social links in the description. I've been Reala, and I thank you for watching the Dragon's Roost podcast.